Hey everyone, Internet PCS book reader here. Today I want to talk about Welcome to Hyunam Dong Bookshop by Hwang Borum, translated by Shana Tan. You know what, I think I just realized that there are so much story involving bookstore or library for some reason. I think I've read like about 5 or 6 of them just this year alone, and this is another one of them. But instead of in Paris or in Japan, this time it's in Korea. The story of the book follows Yeongju, who opened a bookstore named Hyunam Dong. She's an interesting character who are introduced to us, having found comfort in a good habit that she started for a wrong reason, like making a to-do list for the next day. But when she first opened the bookstore, it was a spontaneous decision that she made out of desperation to get away from her old life. She wasn't really living until one day, a customer from the neighbor who we only knew as Minchul's mother came. She was a kind-hearted and kinda nosy lady who would immediately start fussing over the new bookstore owner, so after a while she feels better. It's a simple story about someone building a new life and a new community that it's so simple, it's honestly kind of fun to read. It's fun reading her trying stuff to make the bookstore become more popular, finding and reading books, making notes on them and putting them on social media. I guess I can relate to that. And she's also recruited a barista to make coffee to sell in the store, making it a space every Friday that hosted events every Friday. It's small little things that makes her interact more not only with the bookstore but with the customer and with her employee. It's even how we are introduced to the other main character of the story, the barista Minjun, a man who had done everything right to get a job, including getting to a prestigious university and getting the highest score there and social skill, but still unable to find work after that. He's looking for a part-time job and found a notice from the bookshop, so he tried to apply there, not expecting to get paid as a full-time employee. The story will progress on how the bookstore become a small place of comfort for the community there, with Yeongju and Minjun getting better at their job and at life itself. The pacing of the story is a bit slow and even-paced, and there's almost nothing that's too exciting going on in the story. I think the length of the book is a bit too long with the same pace over the book, but it's not too long to ruin the entire book. There are also a lot of moments where the characters self-reflect on their life, and while I think by the end there's a bit too much of those, but they do have some gems of writing there. Shana Tan I think did a great job at translating the novel and relying what the story wanted to tell. Let me give you some example of the writing here. In any case, there was only one correct answer. The one she had in mind right now. Isn't that what life is about? Forging forward with the answer you have, stumbling along the way and picking yourself up only to one day realize that the answer you've held on for a long time is not the right one. When that happens, it's time to look for the next answer. That's how ordinary folks like herself live. Over our lifespan, the right answer will keep changing. Reading makes you deviate further from the textbook definition of success, because books don't make us go ahead of or above anyone else. They guide us to stand alongside others. When it comes to parents, I think it's more comfortable to live a life that you want instead of a life that would not disappoint them. Of course, it's a pity that the closest people to you are the ones disappointed in you. But there's no way to live your whole life according to your parents' wishes. I used to stew in regrets, thinking how I shouldn't have acted the way I did, that I should have listened to what I was told. But there's nothing one can do about the regrets, because even if I could turn back time, I would have done the same thing all over again. The storytelling itself is mostly in short bursts of chunks of their interaction, which again might be a bit too slow paced for some people, but I think the author managed to use them to lull us into its vibe and atmosphere for the most part. It is at its core a feel-good story, so the character will find a solution for their problem, mostly with similar conclusion. But there's a little depth and seriousness to the character and their struggle. It's highly aware of the struggle of a rat race life that most people have. Yeongju and Minjun both have a strained relationship with their parents, despite both doing everything in life the right way. Yeongju have a good student life, a good job, and even got married, but she left it all behind because she's unhappy, and her mother is blaming Yeongju for their divorce and is on their side of her husband instead of her own daughter. Minjun finally found happiness and a routine that he can really enjoy after years of suffering as a role model student who's unable to find job, learning more about coffee and even doing yoga regularly. But his mother is disappointed in him and kept blaming herself for unable to provide him for more in life. Both of their mother project their own insecurities to their child instead of properly seeing the fulfilled life they led. And besides the two main leads that work in the bookstore, we also have a variety of customers, Some of them feels repetitive because of how similar the 5 other characters are, but the author did try to make them more unique than each other. We have the Ajuma at the start of the book that helps Yeongju move on from her slum. She'll introduce her son to the bookstore so he didn't stay cooped up in his own home. You have the owner of the coffee bean roaster while they poke their beans. She's someone who's also unhappy for marrying on impulse, but it turns out the guy is a deadbeat who cannot and would not make an effort to take care of himself, let alone others. We have a lady who crouches in the store to relax, an author who's been invited to help a book event in the store, a friend of Minjun who he's lost contact with after they both are unable to find a job, and a few more characters. Sometimes we even see the story through their perspective, so we get to learn more about their characters, their insecurities, worries, and what motivates them as a person. While they're not as much in depth as Yeongju and Minjun, they're easy to differentiate enough. But I think what the book did the best in my opinion is showing how helpful a third place can be. A short side note about third place since I also only know the surface level of it for now. The third place is a sociology term for a place for a community outside of home and work, which are first and second place. So places like cafe, PC bank, barbershop, bookstore, gym, etc. can be considered third place. I'll try to get my hand on the book The Great Good Place and see if I can explain them further in the future. But getting back to this book, in the book Yeongju has basically managed to create a third place with her bookstore. There are regulars that come there for different reasons, and outside of our two main characters Yeongju and Minju, we also see their perspective along with the progress that the bookstore made. There are even events where they have discussion about some of the books they read. It really feels like I'm reading the start of a small community. A big part of how this is possible is because the author did not force the two main characters into romance just because they're male and female lead. They're just co-workers and friends, so the story can focus on their life and the other regulars of the store without making one seem more significant than the others. There is a romance in the story between Yeongju and another character, but I won't spoil it for you. If you've read something like Maiko-san no Makanai or Kyo in Kyoto, you get to find out the story. I think a lot of time, most of us forget that you don't need a story about the chosen one. You don't even need a grand story with the world at stake. There's already so much of those even in mainstream media that listening to the story of the chosen one can sometimes feel like seeing the parody version of someone with a main character syndrome. Sometimes you only need a story about people reaching out to those near them. Sometimes a story about a small community that help each other is enough. While the writing is not the most perfect ever for a debut fiction, this is fantastic. I give this a 4. What do you think? Are you gonna read it? Did I miss anything? Leave your thoughts in the comment below and subscribe to the channel. That's about it.